My name is Sahira, and I'm here to teach you the beautiful art of belly dance. Hey there, fabulous dancer, and welcome to my channel. And if you are just joining me for the first time today, I would like to say welcome. My name is Sahira, and I am so excited to be here today with you so that I could share with you some of my secrets to creating choreography confidently and effortlessly. Chances are, if you have been studying belly dance for any length of time, you have probably arrived to the point where you think, gosh, it would be so cool to be able to create my own choreography. Maybe you've found a piece of music that just really draws your attention and pulls on your heart, and you're like, I have to dance to this. Or maybe you've learned a few choreographies from your instructor, and you're like, gosh, it would be really neat to be able to do that myself. How can I create a choreography with what I know to really reflect who I am as a dancer? So now I remember this journey for myself. I had been studying for about a year. I had learned maybe 2 different choreographies by that time. And I thought, I want to make one myself. And so I picked out a piece of music that I really liked. And then I proceeded to bang my head into the wall for about 3 months. And then I gave up and I never finished that choreography. I think I literally made it about 20 seconds in, and I'd start again and make it 20 seconds in. And I never got any further, and done, done, and done, right? So if that's familiar to you, this video is going to be really helpful. In this video, what we are going to do is we're going to look at 2 different elements of the music that you can hone in on to help you decide how you want to choreograph. What is it that you want to do, right? Typically, we know we want to do something, but you don't know like exactly what. Choosing the movements tends to be where a lot of us get really stuck. And so what we're going to do in this video is look at 2 different things that you can focus on within the music to help you really narrow down your focus and decide exactly what it is you want to do in that moment to help you sort of get through the noise and remove a little bit of having too many options, right? When you kind of look at this blank slate of choreography and this beautiful piece of music, it's very easy to start to feel overwhelmed. So the methods that I'm going to teach you today are going to help you sort of narrow things down, focus your efforts a little bit, and eliminate that overwhelm. So what I'm speaking about specifically is the idea of choreographing to the tempo of your music versus choreographing to the melody of your music. Now, these are not the only 2 things that you can focus on in a piece of music, but to keep it simple and to get you started, these are the 2 ideas we're going to focus on today. We're going to focus on tempo and melody. Before we dive in, let's go ahead and talk about exactly what do I mean, especially by that tempo thing, right? Tempo and rhythm in the way that I teach and look at choreography are 2 different concepts. Tempo is literally how fast is your music going? Is it going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Or is it going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it 90 beats per minute? Is it 60 beats per minute, right? How fast is your music going? What is the tempo? And believe it or not, this very basic concept is how a lot of choreography is created. It's certainly the baseline for a lot of the choreography that I do, and a lot of the choreography that I've learned from master instructors all over the world in my 22 years of dance. So while it seems like maybe the most basic way you can choreograph, and I think it is, just making sure you're actually dancing to the same tempo the music's playing at, it's very important and actually fairly useful and incredibly freeing. And I think you're going to like it a lot. The other concept is the melody. And by the melody, this is something we're a little bit more familiar with. It's talking about sort of the melodic, the notes that are happening, be it a singer singing or an instrumentalist playing, right? What is the thing that you hum along to, right? What is the thing that you hum along to? So these are the 2 ideas that we are going to focus on today. I'm going to play for you a piece of music, and we're going to kind of pull out the tempo, and we're going to pull out the melody, and then explore a little bit about how those 2 simple concepts can help to influence and help you create a choreography that you love. The song that we're working with today is Melody in Crescendo by Armin Kusikian. This is a beautiful and dynamic and oh so sassy piece that I heard for the first time last year and fell in love with it, had to choreograph it for my students. And so I went through much of this same process myself to come up with the choreography that we eventually have performed in several places all around Texas. So I'm really excited to share it with you. Let's go ahead and dive in first by listening to the music a few times together. let's go ahead and listen to that same section again. And let's listen to it one more time. Isn't that music fantastic? I love it. I mean, that's just like the opening 20 seconds, and it is so wonderful. And if you love that section, definitely check out the entire song. I really love Armin Kusikian's stuff. Is a lot of fun to dance to. So check it out. Now, let's dive into these two concepts. Let's look at tempo first. It's really the most basic, and it is going to be the easiest way for you to put movement on top of music. It tends to also be oftentimes the least sophisticated way, but I don't mean that in a negative sense so much. So it's not going to necessarily like hook into the music exactly where something like the melody would, or using the rhythm, that kind of thing. But this tends to be the easiest way, especially for newer choreographers, to kind of get in there and get their feet wet. This is actually also, as a sidebar, a really fantastic way to create combinations if you're an instructor, or even if you're creating combinations for yourself or a troupe, that can easily be sort of taken and placed on different songs and then kind of massaged into the song to make it work for what you're listening to there. So tempo, right? We're dealing with this. Dun dun da da dun dun da da dun da da dun 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 dun. Here's your tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's your tempo, right? However many beats per minute that is, I don't know, but that's what your tempo is. So when we start to create choreography ideas, or create little snippets of combinations, and you start looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 times out of 10, you are dancing to the tempo. Easy as that, right? You're making sure that your feet and your movements are matching in with that heartbeat of the music, right? So when you do this, you can kind of pick out anything you want. And let me give you one other little secret tidbit. It's not so much about what movement that you pick. It is all about how you do the movement that you choose, right? So let's say we're going to do something like, a hip drop or whatever. If the music is going, if the music is going bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, and I'm going to do bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, right? And say for some reason I was like, I want to do undulations, completely different movement than the hip drop. And the music's going bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, right? You hook into the sound, to the texture, to the feeling of the music, and make your movement fit. So let's go ahead and play with choreographing something to the tempo of the music. We're just going to make sure that we are moving at the same speed that the music is going. I'm going to put together a really simple combination here. It's not about getting fancy. It's about the concept of dancing to the tempo and how that's going to juxtapose with dancing to the melody, which we'll do in just a second. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start with some hip drops. Drop, release, drop, release. We'll do these 4 times. From here, let's push off of the left leg. Let's do 2 inner hip rolls to the right. Let's do 2 inner hip rolls to the left. And then let's do a crescent front and front again. And then we're going to do a little sort of pivot, fake out turn in place. We're going to go front, center, back, center. That's the end. Yeah. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 inner hip roll, left hip. And with the right hip, arms are dancer's choice. Crescent to the right, crescent to the left. We'll go front, center, back, center. So because we're dancing with the tempo, let's go ahead and count that tempo. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see what I mean? It's the tempo. And honestly, if you put on any other 4/4 piece of music, you could probably take that little combo and massage it to make it work because we're just dancing with the tempo. I didn't use anything else in the music to inform my movement. So when we place this on the music, you're absolutely going to find that some of it feels good and some of it you're like, no, 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 that's all wrong, Sahira. What are you doing? I know that, right? So the tempo is sort of the most simplistic way that you can play with creating choreography, but it's also the most utilitarian and it comes up way more often than you might imagine. So we're going to go ahead now and do that little combo on top of the music, understanding that not all of it is going to make sense. And if you get a little like gut intuition that like you want to tweak or change things, you feel free to do it in the moment. If you have that feeling where you're like, yeah, sort of, but you kind of missed the boat there, perfect. Because then you can take it and tweak it to fit the music, which is exactly what you want to be doing in this art form. You want the music to inform the dance. So you see this tempo idea is a great idea to get you started. It's almost like taking a house and renovating it, right? You have something to renovate as opposed to having to start from scratch, which is way harder. Yeah. So let's go ahead and try that combination now with the tempo of our music. Here we go. All right, let's do it just like that again. How did that go, fabulous dancer? So now you see how we just overlaid that with the tempo. Some of it worked quite well, and some of it maybe felt a little funky because there's some really cool accents in the music that we just kind of lawnmowered over and ignored, which you never want to do, right? So let's now look at the concept of using the melody. Here's the trick. If you're going to use the melody, you have to know what the melody is, right? So I always say it's best to be able to sort of sing it or hum it. It's not about quality of voice here. It's not about being a good singer. It's just about being able to verbalize what is it that you are dancing to, right? There are sometimes challenges here because everyone hears music a little bit differently. What I hear might not be exactly what you hear, but as long as you can hook into what you're hearing and you can verbalize that, you can like sort of conceptualize it and really grab a hold of it, you can choreograph to it. But if you're choreographing just sort of to like an idea that's not really formed, it's sort of this amorphous thing and you're not really sure what it is, that's going to be really challenging, right? So I'm going to encourage you right now to sing with me. I'll embarrass myself first. I'm going to sing for you what it is that I hear in the music melodically, right? And a lot of the interesting accents in this little section are also taken up by the melody. It's not just a rhythm thing, it's the melodic instruments doing them. So we get to play with a lot of those fun accents in the melody. So are you ready? You ready for this amazing voice? So I'm going to sing for you what I hear after the da 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 dum doom boom ba 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 da da ba ba da da ba da da dun da dum da 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 dun dun da dum da 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 dun dun da 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 dum dun da dun da dum dee da 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 dum. Spot on, I'm telling you. Spot on. Who needs the music when you can sing it like that? Anyway, that's what we are going to dance to this time. Now, what I'd actually like to do is not reinvent the wheel. I personally believe there are sections of that tempo dancing that we did that actually work pretty well. And let me explain to you which parts they are and why. Right? And so I feel like this da 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 dun da dum da 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 dun da da, maybe da 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 dum. I think there's a little something there if you wanted to add a little flourish or not. Da 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 da. Maybe just a plie. Da 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 dun da dum. I feel like that, for me, fits the melody pretty well, right? Because I'm not gonna go da 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 dun da da, right? I'm probably not gonna like grab the melody letter for letter or note for note, right? I'm looking at phrases more than notes, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's stick with that and use that as part of our melody. Let's back up and do the part before that. Dun, dun, da, da, dun, dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, 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 dun. I do love the hip drop. Let's look on like kind of massaging it to fit the melody, right? So maybe we do dun, dun, da, da, dun, dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, dun, right? So I'm going to make it real hip droppy. Might be overdoing it, but let's just go with it with this melody thing, yeah? Dun dun da da dun dun da da dun da da dun 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 dun. I'm gonna put a little dun dun. So I'm playing all with the hips, same idea, but I'm getting that dun dun da da to tie in to the melody, right? So grab those hips. It's not about being precise and doing exactly what I'm doing. I want you to get that dun dun da da dun dun da da dun da da dun 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 dun, right? So get that bump bump and the round, get that. And then we're going to go into what we decided was fairly melodic, our tempo dancing. Da 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 dun da dum. Da 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 dun dun da 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 dun dun da dum. Now let's listen to this. Bum ba dum ba dum. Dee 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 ding. Let's see if I can massage what we did. We were doing bum ba dum ba dum. Dee 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 dee. And you can see how that's like, doesn't quite really do what the music's doing. So let's change it. Bum ba dum ba dum. There's kind of more like 3 accents there instead of 4 steps. So I'm going to do dun da dun da dum. Make that last one a fast turnaround, which is pretty exciting too. Dun da dun da dum. Da 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 dum. Maybe after that turnaround. Da 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 dum. Yeah? Dun da dun da dum. Da 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 dum. So we've got a melody line dance, which actually kind of came out of our tempo dance, right? We massaged that tempo dance to make it fit this melody. So what do we have? Dun dun da da dun dun da da dun da da dun dun da 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 dun dun da dum da 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 dun da 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 dun dun da dum bum ba dum ba dum dee 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 ding. Ah, what do you think? I think we're coming up with some stuff here. Let's go ahead and try it with music. Let's do it again. How did that work? Let's go ahead and recap what we have learned here today. We have 2 different ways we can tie into music. These are 2 of several, by the way. We've got our tempo, which is just the most basic timing, right? What is the speed of your music? And marking your 1, 2, 3, 4 along with that. While it is sort of the most basic way to choreograph, it is super utilitarian. So definitely make it part of your arsenal. Then we also have the melody, right? Listening to the melody. Crucial step here is making sure that you can verbalize the melody, right? Like, what is it that you are hearing? Because if you're not quite sure what you're hearing, it's incredibly difficult to choreograph to it. And when you go to put together your choreography, take the movements that you've done in your tempo, massage them with the melody, or try drawing from the melody first. And then when there are parts that are perhaps just too melodically crazy to dance to, take it over to the tempo and see what happens, right? It's a playful give and take and a lot of experimentation. Think of it as an exploration and use these 2 concepts the next time you get into your practice space and want to create a fantastic combination or choreography that is uniquely yours. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Dance Floor Fabulous Choreographer, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Hey guys, can you do me a quick favor and please like this video and hit the subscribe button? That way I can send you brand new belly dance content every single week. I would love to connect with you more. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, I invite you to check out my course, Secrets of the Confident Choreographer. You can find it at sahirabellydances.com/choreographer. In it, you will find this and many, many more secrets that can help you create your own fabulous, unique, and wonderful choreography in a confident manner today.